show up because I am a defending champion.
It's contracted, yeah. It's
unfair for it to just be handicap matches, so I need to be here.
There were so many requests for your return. Yeah, it had to happen.
I don't care what the people say.
It doesn't matter. No. Okay.
I don't get the ref.
You don't get. Error logging in. It's just it's all going to pot.
Before people ask me, you don't deserve me in a suit. So that's why I'm dressed like this.
I don't know. That would be a suit of some description. It's a denim suit. You're double deniming. Double deniming. Anyway, how are you, Summertime Sam? What have you been up to? What's been going on in the life of the Summertime Sam?
I'm dehydrated.
You're dehydrated.
There's too much summertime.
There's too much summertime. It's all summering up.
I've been in London, meeting my fans.
Nice.
That's where I was last week, as my time away from the riffraff of our opposition.
I see. If anything, being in London, you'd be closer to the opposition, no?
Louder.
Sorry. I can't turn the volume up any higher. This is as loud as...
I can scream.
Don't. Please don't. Yeah, so we're back.
Back and better than ever. You take a week off to recuperate, rest, because that's what true champions need to do.
Yeah. Had to take the week off because
and that's why, right, taking a break is why we lost the first round.
I did throw my back out very badly. If you've been following our arcade versus trials and tribulations,
no tribulations,
no, just trials,
just champions,
okay,
like unfair conditions to be playing in.
You'll know that season 2 has started, and we're playing up against One Life Left from Norwich, and we're playing up against Planet Game Hub from Kent as well. We lost the first round.
You mean it's not an actual planet?
No. I know. What's the point? What is the point? So yeah, we lost the first round. I have, however,
we didn't lose.
No.
We strategically let them win, so it's more interesting for people watching.
I mean,
they're still the best.
I didn't put 100% in. It's got to be said.
You put 110%. I put
110% of the effort of a man with half a spine would have done. I powered through horrendous back pain to make that video. And if you watch the video, you'll see that it doesn't look like I have any back pain whatsoever, except for the bit with the cat and my awkward posture. That was horrible.
I had awful not being here-ness because we'd won already, so what's the point?
You were always celebrating, weren't you? You're always celebrating.
Real champions don't celebrate, they just move forward.
Okay. We're both doing the glasses thing.
What glasses thing?
The adjustment of glasses. No, okay. Should we get to some gaming news?
We can do some gaming news.
News, okay.
Gaming news, Japanese news, or the World Retro Gaming Champion arcade news.
I think we'll start with gaming news first. I have a few pieces prepared. Ooh, how much? It's not bad. Sorry, distracted by people selling other things. So, first piece of gaming news on the docket. Let's start with news that just came out today or the day before. I hate it when I get not being here. What?
Someone's sad to not be in my presence.
Marco.
I hate it when I get not being here-ness. Yeah.
Your screen is the visual's not working.
What do you mean visual's not working? It's just me leaning into the... Glitch. I will do this. I don't know if this will fix it, but I will do that. That's not working at all. Nothing's stopping.
It's because nothing wants to... You're trying to make it stop recording.
I'm not. I'm trying to... Yeah, there we go. I stopped the recording. That should help. Maybe. Does it help?
Even on your computer wants to be able to remember this for posterity. Every moment that I'm on screen, with this belt needs to be
remembered. Forever remembered. Is it working any better now, Michelle? No, it's still a glitchy mess. Maybe it's because you're streaming on the Wi-Fi that we're actually streaming on.
Shouldn't take up that much.
Yeah. Anyway, gaming news. You can probably still hear me, so whatever. PlayStation have started their own production company called PlayStation Productions. Did you hear about this?
Yeah.
Yes. So they started their own studio that will take on Sony's catalogue of video games and franchises and adapt them for film and TV.
It's almost like that's been done already for Microsoft.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they started their own studio, but
they sort of license out their stuff like Halo and stuff to
Tomb Raider
and Dead Space to third.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed's Ubisoft, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm meaning more like I was more
like
implying
just
that
video games being made into
PlayStation has
movies.
done this quite late, or well.
Yeah, but they're doing it in house. They're doing it via their own production company.
So straight to TV.
Straight to DVD, possibly, or Blu-ray.
Straight to video game. They're making video games.
The cycle is
making
complete.
sequels.
Should they do the thing? I don't know how you do the dance thing. You? No. Okay.
Fusion.
Oh, are we?
I don't know. Is that not what you meant?
No, that's not what I meant. The throwing up dance thing.
You want to throw up?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
The throwing up dance thing that you've been doing. Okay. Thanks. So yeah.
No champions dance.
Mr. Sean Layden, who everyone knows as the head of PlayStation, or the face of PlayStation rather. We could say they could do anything from Last of Us to God of War to Metal Gear Solid to Spyro the Dragon.
Are they going to make video games based on the movies that they've made of video games?
Are they going to make
Video game movies.
based on games of movies?
No.
I mean, the
Like
prime example that comes up is Street Fighter the movie.
Street Fighter the movie, the game.
Which was the video game on the Sega Saturn that was based on the movie that was based on the game. What's with the belt? Actually, Summertime Sam, can you explain the belt to...
We're the best.
I guess that's Marco, is that?
Yeah, it's Marco.
Yeah, hi Marco.
It's upside down.
That's upside down.
Michelle, Andy, do you know how many fans we have in Australia?
3.
4.
Close, yeah.
Well, they need to see it upside down as well. We are the World Retro Video Gaming Champions, Marco.
Would that not be the entire Southern Hemisphere?
And as such, we have a belt to prove it, because we defeated One Life Left gloriously last month in Video Game War, and now we're destroying One Life Left yet again alongside Planet Game Hub, who are not even a planet.
No, I know. Are they a hub? I don't know.
This is the second biggest disappointment since I learned that Pizza Planet isn't a planet. And that Papa John's isn't my grandfather.
You're not a love is the irony that tonight's podcast is titled The Sound News Podcast Live, Loading but Faster. And it's not happening.
False advertising.
Anyway, so
they're making video games of movies that they've made about video games that they have.
no, what I was
some
trying
of
to
which
say
might be based on movies.
What I was trying to say before I was so rudely interrupted with a comment was that they made a video game of Street Fighter the movie, which was obviously based on Street Fighter the movie, which is based off of the game Street Fighter. So Street Fighter became a movie, and then they made a game.
My real life.
They made a game off of the movie, which wasn't even made by Capcom. The game based on the Street Fighter movie was made by anyone?
Ubisoft.
Anyone? Comments? No? Too late. It was Midway, the guys that made Mortal Kombat.
That makes sense.
What?
Given the
Yeah.
art style.
If you want to play it, then we have it at Arcade. Come down and play that nonsense. It's terrible. I don't know why. Yeah.
This is the sign of some.
That's the sign of someone phoning me. Hello.
Hello.
So yeah, no. Sony or PlayStation in particular said instead of licensing our IPs, instead of licensing our original IPs out to other studios, we're better just keeping it in house. After everything that's happened with the Sonic movie.
Where's Sega? Did you see their tweet?
No.
They had a tweet that was about like supporting fan backlash about the movie. It was in essence just being like, yeah, we don't like it either. We're on your side.
So yeah, Sony making films based off of their own IPs. Awesome. Do you have any news from the world of gaming, Summertime Sam? Is that one of your news? Oh, your greatest fan is.
There you go.
Sam's number one fan is messaging. Street Fighter, the movie, the game is actually pretty fun. It's really not.
Hello.
It's really not. Do you have any more news? Do you want to move on to something
It
else?
was on my phone, which is now gone. No, I do have other news.
I'll talk
things
about
like-
something I think you might not know about.
Well, I have something that I was going to bring up very quickly,
Okay, go for it.
which is that Elon Musk has made 2 announcements this week.
Okay.
This is
I've not heard-
gaming related.
I've not heard about this.
The first one from earlier in the week was he said that Tesla is going to be out of money within the next 10 months. He said that Tesla is going to be out of money within the next 10 months. His second announcement was that he's porting Uplay and some other gaming software that's popular in phone and app games to Teslas so that you can play games in Teslas.
On your car.
Which totally doesn't shock me that they're out of money in 10 months.
When he's doing mad things like that.
That he's porting like gaming software to a car.
It's fair, but can it play Doom is my question.
Oh, it was Unity and Unreal gaming engines to Teslas.
If you don't have Doom on your Tesla, then what's the point? Honestly, what is the point? What is the point?
Oh my god.
You
So
guys-
the example that they've shown is asteroids, which I feel is very appropriate given their history of space travel.
Okay. Do you have any more on that, or can I move on to the next?
On that specific, I do have other story.
Okay. Can I jump into one?
Yeah.
Obviously,
jump.
I was talking
around.
about it in the store earlier this week, but Epic Games are having their sale at the moment. Trying to get in there before Steam, the Steam Summer Sale. Obviously, one of the biggest sales of the year.
Do these
comes along.
sales include Sea of Thieves?
Unsure.
That was a pirate joke.
Oh, sales.
No one buys Sea of Thieves online, they just download it illegally.
It will probably run Doom. Yes, a Tesla will probably run Doom. But Elon Musk has no interest in doing
I
it.
really hope it doesn't run Simpsons Hit and Run.
Somebody made a Porsche 911 run Doom. No.
Run over Doom?
That's
You missed
okay.
the word over.
So yeah. No, I don't want to log out. What the heck, and doodle? Yeah, Epic Games are having their sale. I believe it's still going on. However, there's been reports from a few people on Reddit that their Epic Games account has been blocked because they're buying too many games too quickly.
Yeah.
One example was a gentleman who bought 5 games within the space of a few hours, ranging from $5 up to $50 for each game, and his account was instantly blocked, and he wasn't able to do anything about it. So Epic
released a statement with regards to that, because that sounds to me like they're trying to block
yeah, so
bots of some kind.
Yeah. The statement from Epic says this is a result of our aggressive fraud rules. And that if players run into this issue, they should contact player support so we can investigate. Yeah, madness. So the Epic Games Store just not having a great time at the moment. There was also a few games pulled from the Epic Games Store as soon as the sale started. I can't remember what example I was reading about, but one game was pulled literally an hour or two after it went on sale because the developers of the game weren't going to be getting, or they didn't want the game to go on sale at that price because it was still available on Steam for full price, and they were afraid that it was going to impact their sales on the Steam store instead. And there was other stories of certain games going on sale, but then so it's supposed to be like a 60% or 50% sale on this particular title, but they would change the original price from say $19.99 up to $24.99 to make it look like you were getting 50% off, when in reality you're only really getting about 40% off. So some crazy tactics going on there over at the Epic's Game Store. This is stuff that Steam went through when Steam first started years ago.
This is stuff that
Every game's
not even just gaming, just every website goes through where they don't necessarily know what they're doing for certain
Yeah,
things.
exactly. But just keep at it, Epic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
have with all the nonsense that they've been doing, that we keep talking about, evidently, none of it has offended me personally.
No.
There's been nothing that I'm like, oh, Team Steam.
It's just the niggles of having a store the first time. I see it as irrelevant. I don't know anybody who uses Epic Games Store. No, everybody still uses Steam. So what's the use, really? Pardon? Who said that? Is that the Rowie that said that? I can't see because I haven't changed the font colour and it's still stupidly coloured. I don't know if I can change that
I can't
here.
see because I'm wearing sunglasses.
Especially finding out a Chinese company owned Epic and the store is tracking user data. Alright, Trump.
Was that Rowie or was that Marco?
Marco.
That was Marco.
Marco, I thought you already didn't care about what data people were saving about you when Facebook told you that you were a 31-year-old divorced man with a gambling addiction.
No, Marco's got a BlackBerry. Marco's very, very...
No, but we've had this conversation before
Yeah.
where he said that he looked at what information Facebook had gathered about him and it said that he was a 31-year-old divorced single dad with a gambling addiction. And from that point forward, he doesn't really care.
But how do we know he's not? How do we know that Marco's not trying to throw us off his trail? Anyway, Marco got a BlackBerry this week. The new BlackBerry, I can't remember the model number. Because of his security concerns. So, Marco is very, very concerned about his security. Let's not go into that because I'm very angry about the whole Huawei Google thing that's going on
I love Hawaii.
with Trump and his Trumpiness.
World Health Organization will decide this week if gaming disorder should be a recognised illness.
Like a mental illness.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Twitch, stop twitching. I can't read your face without eyes.
I don't know. I haven't sat in my rocking chair and contemplated it the way a champion should do yet. But I mean, I've got better instincts than most people anyway. So instinctually, I would say that.
Sorry, you've been corrected.
How so?
Marco is actually a 31-year-old gambling addicted single mum
Oh,
who frequently travels.
even better. But I remembered the story. I like that story a lot. Gaming addiction is one of those things where I feel like that's more like a sub. I feel like an addiction to gaming is possibly
Not advertising.
Huh?
Sorry, I'm trying not to advertise my refreshing drink.
Alright. Addiction to gaming or gaming disorder isn't, in my mind, I guess, not that it's not a real thing, but I feel like it's more like a sub a symptom
Subcategory
of other
of
things.
another mental. Yeah.
Like I think there's definitely a case to be had that there's people who play video games way too much, but I feel like in some cases those people have other concerns that have led them to having an addiction to gaming. That being said, I'm not a medical professional.
But the thing is, you got to take it on a case-by-case basis anyway, no
Yeah.
matter what. When it comes to mental health issues, everyone's completely different and everyone's affected by different parts of their life.
Yeah.
And different things that have happened to them throughout their lives. So it's not a one-size-fits-all sort of fix for these kinds of things. It needs to be, you need to talk to a professional, you need to sort of work through your issues, or be on the right sort of medication to help you, and then sort of come out the other end on your personal journey.
It's a very serious conversation to have while there's jazzy game music in the background.
I don't think they can hear that.
They can't,
unfortunately.
but I can, which makes it weird.
A little bit.
A
Anyway,
bit of funk.
what was next for me?
You have more ham news?
More ham news?
Yeah, gammon news.
Oh, game and
Message.
Neil Gaiman news. Oh, also I didn't buy the BlackBerry because of security. It's because I love the physical keyboard. I don't think Marco wanted to at the end of that, but he's getting one anyway.
I thought you were just making the sound of a physical keyboard.
Right, did you hear about the Sony Microsoft deal?
Only in passing, I haven't.
Only in passing. So, well said. Thank you, Rollway. Sony and Microsoft Sony announced that they would be taking or making use of Microsoft's Azure cloud gaming services. Basically, this is it's a subscription-based service thing, where you've got Google Stadia doing their thing, And then you basically got Google Stadia with their cloud system, and then you've got Azure services, which is the Microsoft one. Nintendo Switch, I think, PlayStation, and Microsoft, all three of the big threes, they're all going to be using Microsoft's cloud-based gaming systems, whereas Google are going at their own way with their own technology.
Point out that Nintendo and Sony do gaming and peripherals.
Yeah.
Microsoft's history is in things like computer
And
technology,
PC,
so
yeah,
it
yeah.
would make sense that they have the superior
The
software, and if
stuff in place to do
PlayStation and
that. Yeah.
Nintendo aren't that bothered about investing in like if there's already a very good software out on the market, what's the point in investing in making your own?
I don't know. I wouldn't see Sony or Nintendo trying to do it their own, on their own, or trying to do the research and investment and development themselves. I just feel like they had two choices, and they could have either went with Google or they could have went with Microsoft, and they went with Microsoft because they probably offered them a better deal. It's probably in the sleeve, yeah. So yeah, they went with Microsoft, which apparently, according to news articles I've been reading, blindsided their own team. So a lot of the PlayStation, because it's Sony that's dealing with Microsoft in this regard, it's not specifically PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the PlayStation teams didn't even hear about it until it was publicly announced that they were going to be working with Microsoft.
Which is bad internal structure.
Yeah, it's not good.
To not have that come
communication system within Sony for that to happen.
Especially the people who are working on it to not be consulted on what they would like to use.
Yeah.
But at the same time, agreements are made in the boardroom, not in the development studio.
It's true. And it comes down to the cachitos.
Your Spanish is wearing off since you've moved to Scotland.
It is, unfortunately. Yeah. Si, senor.
Arriba, arriba, taco, taco bell.
I've been practicing my French though. So.
Oh.
Oui. Salut. Anyway,
Come on,
do you have any news? Any more news? No? Just gonna pout at the screen.
Oh, that's the news. Oh, we're the best. It's only news that matters.
It's only news that matters.
No, I've got no more Gammon news.
You don't have any more gaming news?
No.
What about
It's
the
Three
giant
bits.
Microsoft announcement? That is Minecraft Earth.
oh,
Oh, oh,
massive announcement.
oh.
I mean, if we're not going to talk about Harry Potter Wizards Unite, we shouldn't talk about Minecraft.
We can talk about Harry Potter Wizards Unite. I am quite
I
happy
don't
to talk
want
about
to
that.
talk
You
about
don't want to talk about it.
No.
Is this because you're was it Hufflepuff? No, Gryffindor. You got Gryffindor. didn't
No, I
you?
got Hufflepuff.
Oh, you
I
got
thought I would
Hufflepuff.
be Gryffindor because of my strong personality traits and leadership skills that are required to be a world retro gaming champion. But no, apparently Hufflepuffs are the real winners.
Well, they are to have you now. Truly.
Weren't you Hufflepuff?
I was also Hufflepuff, yeah. Well, see, I did the Pottermore quiz when it first came out, and I got Gryffindor back then. For some reason, I've morphed into a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, you got better over time.
Michelle's confused. She doesn't know what half the words we're saying are. That wasn't an impression of Michelle. She's done it. Pointed out. Anyway.
I regret giving you that USB.
No, Microsoft announced Minecraft Earth.
Yay!
Do you know about this, Michelle?
It's like Google
So,
Maps, but for
It's
children.
supposedly it's supposedly Pokemon Go, but with Minecraft. So you can.
It's an AR game. I
It's
don't,
an
want,
AR.
I don't want every AR game that comes out now to be
It's
Pokemon,
Pokemon Go!
but with it's Skyrim, but with guns.
WWE.
They already had no.
They never had that one.
No, I would love it if they had that.
Yeah, I thought you would. Power Rangers.
Now that one would work.
That would work.
Well, no, it wouldn't.
No.
I don't know. I've not played Wizards Unite yet, so I don't know how trash it is. don't
Jurassic World.
I didn't play that either. I downloaded it, but I didn't play it. Don't know.
Anyway,
It's capturing me.
Minecraft Earth, augmented reality
You
game
don't need to
that
finish it,
lets
right? Who
you build all sorts of blocky creations walking down your street. It'll be out later this year for phones, and there will be a beta this summer. Oh, talking of betas, very, very disappointed that I
wanna
did
know who
not
you're
get
gonna
a beta code for Mario Kart Tour, the new mobile
Oh, yeah.
Mario Kart game. A lot of Americans that I talked to online, they got a code. A couple of Mexican guys I talked to. I thought that would tickle your fancy.
How many of your cousins?
Couple of Mexican guys I talked to didn't get a code either because they're based in Mexico, so it was US only. I believe I don't talk to many Japanese people, but I believe Japan got in there with the beta as well. Unfortunately, no UK, so no.
Are you just saying that Americans are betas?
And Japanese, yeah, they got the beta codes.
That
I
might
didn't
be
get
an
one.
okay game. I haven't really watched anything about
I'm very
it.
sad to see everybody posting up, going, "I got a beta code for Mario Kart 2."
Have they said it's good?
I've not heard anything back. It was literally yesterday or the day before that a
So-
few of the guys I talked to got the code, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet. So we'll need to wait and see. But Minecraft Earth, not excited about that in the slightest.
No.
Didn't play Minecraft anyway. I'm
Minecraft
sure.
is fine. I respect the
No,
game and
I'm
like
the
how
same.
much money it's
And
made,
I'm sure
etc.
that
It
Michelle,
has an audience out there.
I'm sure that my son Yoshi will be very excited when he actually hears about it, because I'm not telling him. Because then he'll be like, "Dad, can I get a smartphone that can do Minecraft? Earth, please."
It's a terrible impression.
That's
of
exactly
Yoshi.
what he sounds like.
You sound like Emily.
Dad.
Oh, I thought you meant regular customer. Emily. Well, that's very mean to say about the girl with Tourette's. That's what she sounds. But no, you're talking about a YouTube meme. That's much more acceptable.
And what else? I had more of a thing. Oh, I have one little hilarious
always
bit
say
of
that they have
game.
more of
One
a thing.
hilarious bit of gaming news to report on. This was from last week, and I had saved it for last week's Send Nude podcast. Send Nude, singular. But Sam had temporarily went on
Summertime
hiatus. Summertime Sam. No, both Sam and Summertime Sam had went on hiatus.
Sam's dead now.
Sam is dead. Did you kill him?
No, it's just
He's just
evolved.
He
He's
just
better.
evolved. Oh, right, okay. Did you hear about this? PUBG was removed from China, but they instantly replaced it with a hilarious clone
No.
that looks exactly like PUBG. But the game is called Game for Peace.
Do you fire rainbows at people? I don't
No.
understand.
You fire paintballs. So instead of bullets, it's paintballs. And what happens is when you kill someone in the game, they get down on one knee and they wave.
It's kinda like
They wave
Mortal
bye-bye.
Kombat.
What?
It's like Mortal Kombat. They've replaced all
Sort
the
of, yeah. But it looks exactly the same as PUBG.
I was thinking Shamu. Sorry, that's just my thought process.
Part of the report says Game of Peace is so similar to PUBG, in fact, that players noticed after the change that they retained the same level they'd previously held, and that some even found themselves at a place in the game that strongly resembled the place they left off in PUBG, complete with their PUBG gaming history. Interesting.
Why? Is that interesting?
It's-
Right. So do they have Fortnite? Do they have Apex Legends?
No.
No, they don't have any of these games.
don't
So
know.
why PUBG? Why was that allowed to be?
I don't know. The Chinese government let it through, and then changed their minds and went, no.
Okay.
No. Let's not have that anymore. That's not China in a nutshell.
China's
It's
a
a really
big country.
big
to put
nutshell.
in a nutshell.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same
It would
thing.
have to be a walnut.
Yeah. So that's all I've got for gaming news. I don't have anything else. Have we got Japan news?
I have Japan.
You have a Japan news.
I have 3 Japan news.
3 Japan news. I have 1, which I've already talked about in a previous video. So let's start with yours.
Against the grain, anger grows at spike in sand graffiti by tourists in Japan.
What? Spike and what?
Sand graffiti.
Spike and sand.
Spike in sand graffiti.
In
No
sand.
one's spiking sand. There's been an increase in the levels of sand graffiti. No, right.
Oh, there's been a spike in sand graffiti. People doing graffiti using sand. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. And this article is filled with terrible puns. Local authorities in Japan have drawn a line in the sand.
Sean is peeing himself right now.
So it's basically just that there's sand dunes in this particular prefecture of Japan, and they are much like national history and things like that in the UK. They are protected.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
are
Ooh.
a particular historic monument for this location. So
Okay.
you're banned from messing with them essentially because
Yes.
they need to be
They
maintained.
need to be-
Unfortunately, they haven't put up that many foreign language signs detailing this.
So
people have
foreigners are
been
coming over,
writing,
writing their name in the sand.
I heart Sandra. Also, pork pies. And
Who's
then
Sandra?
I'm going to get an angry phone call later.
Breaking news, everyone. Summertime Sam is dating someone called Sandra.
His phone's also just... No, that's fine.
What is happening with your phone, Summertime
Phone's
Sam?
fine. It's okay. Anyway, yeah, what do you think about that?
Okay, so it kind of plays back into... Are you going to report on the noodle thing? Or can I talk
No,
about
I
the
don't know,
noodle
but
thing?
what noodle thing?
So, obviously, Tokyo 2020 is
authenticating
next
noodles.
year's... Olympics is next year in Tokyo. And so this has been hotly debated in Japan for a while.
What is a noodle?
But it's the eating of noodles, and it's the slurping when eating noodles. And I've talked about this a few times in the shop. And it's actually down to foreigners coming over to Japan and being disgusted by the sound of slurping, which in Japan is commonplace because it's a way to compliment the chef, it's a way to compliment the person who made you your meal, to say this is really tasty. But in a Western environment, normally slurping is frowned upon because people think it's a disgusting noise. So
Very moist.
with Tokyo 2020 on the horizon, the Japanese government are now starting to think, there's going to be a lot of foreign tourists. We don't want to sort of anger them or turn them off by having people slurping their noodles all the time. Maybe we should do something about it and curb down on the slurping. So slurp curbing is...
Curb slurping.
Curb slurping. No.
Just go lick the pavement.
Yeah, so again, similar to sort of off the back of your story, your story is more foreigners coming over, not knowing that they shouldn't do something and then doing it.
Mm.
But again, when you go to a foreign country, you should, research as much as you can and be as respectful as you can to the people who actually have to live there every day. And so
there's a difference between defacing a national monument, as much as that is a sand dune. Get better history, Japan. JK, they've got much better history than we do. It's just kind of weird that sand dunes are historically protected. But there's a difference between that and people like not knowing that the slurping of noodles in Japan is a sign of respect is not something to be embarrassed about.
Yeah.
I'd say it's perfectly normal. Like from a Western context, perfectly normal not to expect that you should be slurping your noodles very loudly in a restaurant because that's so uncommon over here. So there is a difference between, in some way, like damaging a particular item and not understanding a very niche cultural like set of rules.
Yeah.
Anything else to add to that?
No, nothing else to add to that.
Okay. Just because you mentioned Tokyo 2020, did you see the story that we had on our Twitter account this week?
No.
Japan is launching a Gundam into space to celebrate the 2020 Olympics.
Love it.
They can't get to the moon, so they'll launch a robot into space. I think it's a scale model, but like...
Oh, but still. Just a tiny little Gundam. Like,
the opening ceremony just ends with the Japanese Prime Minister and like a tiny firework. With an action man strapped to it.
No, just be one of those little clicky lighter things you get for...
Runs out of fuel. No, he's doing it on top of the stadium.
Okay.
Right, on top of the stadium.
Okay.
They've got the Olympic torches burning, and they're about to launch the tiny firework with Action Man strapped to it. And he keeps striking matches, and then the wind blows it out. Striking matches, and the wind blows it out. Strikes a match, and Vladimir Putin comes and blows it out.
Gundamu! Says Robert Games. Thanks, Robert.
Gundamu or Gundam Moon?
Gundam Moon. How awesome would that be?
That's like a really strange transform.
Moon.
And then I haven't read this at all, but I like the headline: Japan wrestling with Trump going to sumo during state visit, which I thought was funny.
What? Say those words again, Sam.
Japan wrestling with Trump going to sumo during state visit. It's just a headline from Fox News. It was just about he's intending on a visit to Japan to go and watch sumo wrestling, and then the Japanese government is going, that might end badly.
Be a good idea. If you rearrange the words in that headline, that'd be even better.
Trump wrestles with Japan in sumo.
That would be really good to see. I think that's how it's going to end up.
You call that sumo wrestling? I'll show you sumo wrestling. He gets in the ring.
I'm sorry.
It's not that funny.
Okay, my one piece of Japan news was No, it was what we talked about on the Versus video a few days ago, and it was the Avengers thing, where Avengers got beaten in the box office by what I initially thought was the 13th Detective Conan movie. Turns out it was the 27th Detective Conan movie. So yeah,
that doesn't deserve to have 27 films.
I think it was 27 anyway. It was much more than I thought it was.
It doesn't.
But yeah, that topped the charts, the box office charts in Japan. Then Detective Pikachu came along.
Japan just let's just make a Poirot film and be done with it, right? If you want to get on top, you just need detective stuff.
So
Clearly.
Detective Pikachu came out, went to number 1. I believe it was then actually Detective Conan that dropped to number 3, and Avengers moved up to number 2 because it made up some of its sales from the week before.
Because it was a better film, so people wanted to see it.
I still haven't seen Detective Pikachu yet, so I can't really make a judgment on whether
no,
or
I'm
not I
saying
believe
especially
one.
Detective Conan because it's trash. I don't like Detective Conan.
It's fair.
It's fine. It's fine if you like. I'm being very unfair to it every time it comes up in podcasts because it is an anime for children, to be fair. But every time it comes up, I just see his stupid little face, and I don't like it. Do you know Detective Conan?
I do. I'm aware.
Does he have a stupid little face?
A little bit, yeah.
It's not a franchise that I can see surviving 27 films. Damn it. How many he's a man that's actually a child jokes can you make? Benjamin Button got 1 movie, he has 27. I don't get it.
I mean, Avengers Endgame was the 22nd or 23rd movie in that franchise. Don't get me wrong, it's not the same freaking character every time.
Yes.
But
I mean, that being said,
that's a culmination of a large run of films.
I'm sure there are several Detective Conan movies that were straight to TV or whatever that haven't been particularly successful, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, it was just this particular one that
I could be
did well
wrong.
in cinema.
But
anyway, do you have one final Japan news?
yes, I can't remember what it is. It's from Japan Times. The Japan Times, which sounds like a terrible, like, Heil Honey I'm Home-esque sitcom about Japan made by Americans.
Konnichiwa!
The belt's on the floor, we're better than the belt now. Which is just Japan Foreign Minister puzzles followers with bizarre bacon tweet.
Bacon as in the meat? As in the pigginess?
Yes.
Okay, not baking as in a cake.
No, bacon.
Bacon, okay.
Bacon.
James Bond is 27 films. It's a fair point.
I'm not a fan of James Bond. Also, James Bond changes... Well, I suppose Conan probably changes voice actor every film, but...
Yeah. And probably animation studio as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Don't like James Bond either. Anyway, on Sunday he tweeted his son had greeted him by screaming bacon with all his might.
Bacon!
It's not that that's just a normal adult experience to have.
What's bacon in Japanese?
Squiggly line.
No. No.
What?
No.
What?
Just no. Why would you say
Because it's not in the news article, so what do you want me to do?
I'm gonna translate using Google Translate. This is gonna be fun. Bacon. It's probably gonna be baconu.
What? Why is the foreign ministry being asked?
Oh no, sorry, it's bacon.
The foreign ministry is being asked by reporters what does his tweets mean. It means his son woke him up wanting bacon for breakfast. That's all.
Bacon.
That's bacon.
He just wanted fried ham.
Bacon.
Leave the man alone. God damn, is there so little local news in Japan that they think, the foreign minister's son wants bacon. Let's run this story.
I like bacon.
I think the
Bacon's
Japan
good,
Times is going to get cancelled.
I'm quite happy to hear any story about bacon, although it does now make me want bacon.
I want chicken. Anyway, final Japanese story, but it's more just like an op-ed article by CNN. But it's a pleasant reminder of something we haven't talked about yet, which is Chadwick Boseman,
Yep.
Star of the Black Panther film, has been cast in
Oh yeah.
the film about the world's only black samurai,
Yes.
which is quite cool. But that movie's coming out. It's really bad that I was going to call it Afro Samurai, but that's because that's an anime, but that's irrelevant. I think this is going to be quite an interesting movie that I would like to see, because I've liked him in Black Panther, I'm sure I've seen him in other movies. They're just not coming to my mind right now, and it's an interesting story to tell. It's not something that we hear about very often, and I think that'd be nice to just see acted out on screen. Chadwick Bronson gets the R-CADE World Retro Gaming Champion seal of approval as an actor, and I'm sure this film will get the R-CADE World Japanese. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Sorry.
Seal of approval. That's fine.
Seal of approval.
I'm gonna pick up my belt then.
Okay. Cool. I think that's us. R-CADE. What's going on, R-CADE? Really quick. 5 minute R-CADE. Go.
We're defending our championship against One Life Left in Planet Game Hub, who love Fortnite, and we're
won
beating
the second challenge, which we haven't actually mentioned yet. Super Mario Kart on the SNES, which wasn't my first choice. I wanted Swooper. I wanted Mario Kart Double Dash on the GameCube. Unfortunately, Planet Game Hub do not have a GameCube, so we had to go back and use the SNES Mini Classic thingy to do Super Mario Kart, which is fine because I won anyway. So who cares?
We lost first one. That's fine.
So it's currently 1 to us, 1 to One Life Left, and 0 to Planet Game Hub. But they now get to pick the next challenge, so keep an eye out for that. We'll be announcing what that's going to be very soon. That will come this weekend. What's happening at R-CADE tomorrow evening is Wild and Kind. Is that right? Yep.
Sweet.
No. Yeah. No.
Yes.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. Thursday, I think we're all going to be going to the Glad Cafe on the south side for the Southside Games Festival. So if you want to join us, come down to R-CADE, and we'll go get along. Friday nights are usual late, so come down, bring a bottle of thing, as long as you're over 18, and drink and play for £5 for the whole night, and then corkage fee, la 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 la. Saturday night we are closed for a private booking, so we're open 12 till 7, and then go away. Don't go away, just we'll be closed. Somebody's booked for
Go
a
to
thing.
Super Mario.
Yeah,
We like them.
Go hang out with them. Yeah.
Go to
Totally,
Icebox
mate,
if
totally.
they've got something on.
And then Sunday is Poké Club Kids. Poké Club Kids is back. Check out this Silverly GX that Yoshi pulled last week. It's very pretty and shiny.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
I got the rubbish card.
So yeah, we've now got Pokemon cards for sale in store. If you want to look at our folder, just ask behind the bar and we'll pull it out.
Just a quick note, because I like to point it out every time that we have the lovely Wild and Kind people in on Wednesday night. If you're wanting to get tickets for that event, you have to go via Wild and Kind themselves. We are not in charge of ticket sales for that.
Make a K. I didn't make a K. Oh, no, wait. Okay, yeah, that'll do.
Go via their Facebook page because they're
We
in
don't
charge of
organise
those
it.
things, we're not.
We just give them space. Is Modding Club still tomorrow? I might tage along anyway.
Modding Club is on Tuesday.
Modding Club is today.
Every Tuesday, Modding Club is on.
1 till 5. Every Tuesday. No, I added to your post.
1 till 5 every Tuesday is Modding Club. So if you want
You
to
forgot it was Tuesday today. Oh, wow.
So tomorrow being Wednesday, Wild and Kind, lovely group of people. Talk to them to get tickets. I will admit it is possible to just show up and take part.
But email ahead.
Email ahead. They want to know numbers.
Yeah.
Just let them know that you're intending to come. It makes everyone's lives easier, including your own.
Indeed.
And that's all we want. We want to let all the lovely people have a lovely, easy time in R-CADE. We are the champions of not only retro gaming, but retro gaming service and the smiles
The champions of our community.
of the world's community. The planet of games community, you might say. We are the hub for a planet filled of games. And unlike cats, we only have one life left.
No, yeah. Okay.
This is R-CADE Glasgow. This has been the Sendage podcast. We have been buffering all this time.
Thank you for sticking with us through this terrible stream. I can't promise next week's going to be any better, but
We'll still be here.
we'll still be here with the chat as always. So thanks and bye bye. Subscribe, like,
We're
Share.
3 subscribers away. On
We're almost at
YouTube
100.
From 100.
we're triple figures. Trip figs, man. Trip figs.
I'm gonna buy you 3 figs.
3 figs to celebrate.
Yeah.
And have to eat them all at once.
I don't like figs.
I don't like figs. Fig rolls? Can I have fig rolls?
No.
No, please.
It's easier to find figs.
Michelle wants to hoover. We have to go. Okay. Bye.